Today I'm going to introduce the solution from Dassault System for the infrastructure, and I'm also going to share some customer stories from China. So just give you a quick introduction of Dassault System. So we are a French company. Our headquarters is in Paris, and the global headquarters in Paris, and the Asia headquarters is in Shanghai. We started the business from 1981 from the 3D design in the manufacturing world. And in the next 20 years, we developed our business in the airplane and automobile and shipbuilding, etc. Today, Dassault System software is the most popular 3D design software in those manufacturing industries like airplane and automobile. About 8 years ago, we came into a new industry segment, which is the city and the construction. So that's my industry. We have done a lot of projects in China with our customers here. For example, you can see on the screen the most famous and the earliest project is the Bird Nest Stadium, which is for the Beijing Olympic in 2008. And after that, we have done a lot of fancy projects, and I'm going to highlight some projects here. The first one is Beijing New Airport Terminal Building, which is just completed and opened in last October in Beijing. So this project is designed by our customer, Zaha-headed architects. And you can see the shape of the building is very beautiful and fancy. So for this crazy project, our software CATIA is used to create the 3D model for the facade of the building. So you can see the very beautiful envelope of the building. And another example is from Taiwan. This project is called Danjiang Bridge. It's also designed by our customer, Zaha-headed architects, and the local Taiwan company, Sinotech Engineering. So this is the biggest span for the asymmetrical cable stayed bridge in the world. So the shape is like a dancing girl. And it's also designed with our 3D experience software, which is called CATIA. So you can see the terrains, the bridge, and the roads. Everything is modeled by CATIA software. The latest project is just finished in Wuhan. It's called Nanshan Hospital. So I guess all of you already know the coronavirus is started from Wuhan, and then the serious is getting serious in all over the world right now. 2 months ago, we started to help local people in Wuhan to fight with the coronavirus. And at that time, the China government started to build two hospital projects in Wuhan called Haosenshan and Nanshan. The hospital was finished only in 12 days at China's speed, and each hospital was about 1,500 beds to accommodate the patients. In this project, we help our customer, CSADI, or Central South China Architecture Design Institute. So they use our software to do the simulation for the air quality in the hospital project. The purpose is to protect the health of the medical staff. So you can see when there's patients in the hospital, their breath will spread the virus out from the human body, and we need to have HVAC system to ensure the air quality in the room, so we can provide clean air quality for the medical staff to protect their health. So in this case, they use our software called XFlow to do the simulation for the air quality. So with these customer stories, you may already see who are we and what we are capable to do. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you more about the solution for the infrastructure. Because in the system we have VM for 3D experience twins. So this means we can use 3D software to model everything in the world, from the biggest at the planet and the country level to the smallest material and maybe even at atoms level. And at the middle, it's building and city and the product. So this is the scope for my industry. So we start from building project like the house and the bridge and the tunnel, and expand to the city level and the product level. In this, to achieve this target, we have provided a lot of software based on our 3D experience platform. So for all those software, we put them into a canvas with 4 quadrants. As you can see on the left side is software for the 3D modeling. So we have modeling software for terrain, for building, civil engineering, and equipment. In the downside, the quadrant for the simulation. So we have software to do the construction simulation and also the physical simulation. In the upside is software for visualization and collaboration. So we have our software for visualize and project management. And then for the city customer, we can combine everything together to build 3D digital twins for the city and everything in the world. So that's our biggest vision. Today, I will only focus on the civil infrastructure topic, although in Dassault system, we have many other software, for example, for the automobile design, the airplane and ship building, and etc. But today, I will only focus on the civil engineering topic. In this topic, we have a solution from the project collaboration and review. So this is like a platform to connect everyone together. So people can work together from remote office and work on the same model at the same time in different locations. And then we have tools for the infrastructure design, for example, the alignment, the bridge, tunnel, and the earthwork, etc. So this is our core features for the infrastructure modeling. We also have the structural engineering features. For example, like for the concrete building, we have 3D rebar, and then for the mechanical structure design, we have tools for the steel structure modeling and also simulation and analysis and the quantity takeoff, etc. Then we also have software for the MEP system, including the mechanical and the electrical system and the plumbing system in the building, as well as in the infrastructure and the underground utilities. And the last process here is construction process engineering. So with these tools, we can simulate the construction process and see how the building or bridge get constructed in the field. So this is a very completed solution portfolio. So today I'm not going to deep dive into very technical software details, but I want to show you some real customer stories in China so you can see what we are capable to do. The first customer is the China Railway Design Corporation. You may already know that China is building the biggest high-speed railway system in China. And this company is very famous in China because this only one single company, they designed about 40% of China's high-speed railway manage. The projects including the most famous high-speed railway from Beijing to Shanghai and also from Beijing to Tianjin, etc. This company started work with Dassault system from 2015, and they choose our 3D experience platform as a 3D platform since that year. in railway design, it's very complex. There are many different disciplines involved in the railway project because it's a very large infrastructure. We need to start from terrain modeling. We connect the data from different surveyor and different investigation sources. And then we put every data together to build up 3D terrain model. And on top of the model, we start to design the alignment, and then we have a civil structure like the track, tunnel, and building, everything. And last but not least, we have electrical and communication system. Okay, and finally, we do container takeoff and cost estimation. The first project we started is part of Jinsen Railway Line. It's from Beijing to Shenyang. In this project, it's the first pilot project we started with 6.44 kilometers, and we finished everything in 3D experience software. So our customer was very happy about that. And in 2016, we made the first completed railway, Yangda Line. It's from Yangquan to Dazai, two cities in Shanxi province. So the whole line was 44 kilometers, including 6 stations, 20 bridges, 9 tunnels, and 90 kilometers subgrid. So you can see everything was modeled in 3D experience software. In 2017, we started to do more projects, especially overseas, including the Jakarta to Bandung Railway in Indonesia. So CRDC is our customer, is working on this project in Indonesia. And the government of Indonesia is asking them to do the BIM, which is 3D modeling for the railway. So because this is asked by the owner, so they choose our 3D software to finish all the 3D modeling for the railway project. And we also did another famous project in Beijing called Beijing to Xiong'an Railway Line. So this is the first project we started from the conceptual design to the detailed design, and finally we deliver the 3D models to the owner. So we use the software for the whole life cycle of the project. So now I want to play a short video from our customer to introduce how they use software in the railway project. So you can see this is the interface of the CATIA software. So all the railways modeled by the software. So you can see we are doing some changes in real time. And we help customer to design very complex bridge in the railway project. So it's a truly 3D experience. Okay. The next project I want to highlight is called the Mujia Railway line. This is the biggest railway project we have done in China. So it's a 370-kilometer high-speed railway in northeast China. As you can see, uh, the whole project is already finished by CRDC with our CATIA software. The design was done in last year. But after that, the owner is asking all the contractors to use CATIA to develop a construction model on top of the design model. So that's why we set up a big infrastructure, the IT infrastructure for all those companies. Because in this project, we have one designer, one owner, and 9 contractors. All of those contractors need to get the design model, and then they work in different locations to develop the construction model. So we set up the network for the customers with one single server in Tianjin, and all the construction companies are located in different locations, and they use internet to connect to the main server, and they can collaborate in the real time. So every time when there's a design change, the change will be delivered to each construction location. And when construction people making updates, the updates will also be updated to the main server and share with the owner. So in this way, we set up one platform and connect people in different locations to work everywhere at every time. And just show you some 3D models done by our customer in this project. So you can see this bridge and the tunnel and etc. We also did some simulation for the construction sequence. For this part, I want to explain a little more because in the Dassault system, we have our CATIA software for 3D modeling. We also have another software called Delmia for the virtual construction. So with Delmia, we can import the schedule from other software like Microsoft Project or Primavera. So we import the schedule and combine with the 3D model together, and then we can produce animated simulation for the construction process. So let me show you with one project demo. So this is done by our partner China Railway 18th Bureau Group in China. It's a huge steel arch bridge in southwest China from Dali to Beijing. It's part of the railway project. So in this project, you can see we imported the point cloud from it's a NIDA data for point cloud for the terrain, and we imported the terrain model into our software, and then we put the CATIA design model on top of that. So you can see the terrain is actually imported point cloud, and the bridge is designed by CATIA. So this is a screenshot from the real software. And this is the real photo from the construction site. So you can see the photo looks exactly the same as our 3D model. So that's a good example of the virtual, the 3D experience digital twins. So with this 3D model and our Delmia, we can do the virtual construction simulation. So you can see we add schedule into the platform, and then we simulated the sequence of the construction. We just make it a little faster. So you can see the model is very detailed, And now we are seeing the two ends of the bridge are connecting to each other. And we can do this kind of simulation with different level of details. For example, now we are putting more details in the simulation. So you can see the movement path of each component. Like when we move this component and trying to install it in the right location. And you will see in this case, there's a problem in the installation. So you can see the cable is conflict with the beams in above. So in this case, the lower beam cannot be installed in correct location because of this clash. So when we identify this kind of problem, we can find a solution in the virtual environment to avoid the situation happens in the real world. So now you can see we are putting a bar on top of the hanger. So when we do the installation, the cable will avoid the clash with the upper beam. So this is one good example that using this software we can simulate and predict the problems that will happen in the real world, and then do the to take the actions to optimize the process and avoid the risk. Now in this scenario, we are putting more factors in the simulation. So you can see we add wind in the environment. So the cables and the beams are vibrating under the wind. So the wind is putting force on the installation, so we can know what will be impacted if there's big wind during the construction. So you can see the different color shows the movement, speed, and the different force and the velocity of each part of the object. And finally, we can put the 3D simulation into VR device. So like when you using the VR helmet, you can see the virtual construction in the 3D virtual experience. And you don't need to go to the construction site to see the construction happening. So you can just stay in your home or in your office and put up this VR device and connect into the our server on the internet. Then you will be able to see the construction sequence just as if you are in the field. Okay, so that's the solution for the construction simulation. And last but not least, the Dassault System, we signed a strategic partnership with Supermap in last year in our user conference in Beijing. So our CEO Bernard Chianis signed the partnership with Supermap CEO Mr. Song Guanfu. So we are planning to work with Supermap together in 3 different levels, from technical to the market and to the sales. So that's why we are here today to join the webinar from Supermap, because we are the strategic partners. And we also provide the connection between our software to Supermap software. So if you use our software to design the infrastructure like the bridge and tunnel, and also like mines and earthwork, this kind of project, we can import the model into Supermap. So it's a perfect link between the BIM and the GIS world. Yeah. Okay, so that's all for my presentation. Just a quick summary. In Dassault system will provide 3D experience software for the whole infrastructure lifecycle. We cover the lifecycle from design to the simulation, construction, and finally to the operation, data management, and everything is on same platform, and we can collaborate with everyone through the network, so people can work together in different locations, and it's real 3D collaboration in real time. Yeah. So that's all my presentation today, and I will see if we have any question to answer.